What up, party people? Another chilly day in Paradox. It is minus something around here. And yeah, today I was just going to talk about a comment I saw on a review of the Indiana Jones Great Circle game. Honestly, I've seen a lot of playthrough on the game. I don't like the picture-taking scavenger hunt aspects. I don't like when they do cutscenes, they disarm you, just so that Indy can be in peril. I have a lot of issues with it. I didn't play it because watching those playthroughs, I'm like, what? You know, it's a lot of money to spend on a game. But this isn't about that. This is about a comment I saw in a review of the game, which I kind of was like, Now, if you like the game or don't like the game, that's fine. It's subjective. But you know, when you point out the issues of the game and then you get this bullshit, and I'll put this up. I'm not going to put up who it was, and I'm not going to put up where it was from, because I want to talk about the subject matter more than anything else. Let's get to it. I personally enjoyed the new Indiana Jones game. Subjective. Enjoy what you like. Because it captures everything great about the first three movies. Adventure, charm, and that classic sense of discovery. Adventure. Indy can't even take a car. You can't steal a bike. I know, I'm not talking getting Grand Theft Auto here. I mean, but let's face it. There are tons of vehicles sitting around and long distances to travel. Indy should be able to grab a car. He does it all the time. Charm. I did see the cutscenes had some charm, but I wouldn't call it. I mean, it's not. Never mind. Classic sense of discovery of what? Sightseeing? This is my favorite part. Sure, it's not perfect, aka I ignore everything wrong with it. That's a way of saying I'm ignoring everything wrong with it. Yeah, it's not perfect, but so what? But it doesn't have to be to deliver a fun experience. Now, okay, a big one to me is Indy doesn't. They really encourage you not to have a gun. He can pick up guns, and then once he shoots them, he has to put them back down once they're empty, and they're not fully loaded to begin with. To me, that misses a whole lot of Indiana Jones. I mean, you could pull an adventure where, like, you know, Indy loses his gun at the beginning, like in Temple of Doom. The script is right there for you. The format is right there for you. So it's not hard. And then, like, you know, the rest of the time oops, I don't have a gun. And, you know, I mean, you could make that work in a game, is what I'm trying to say. But it doesn't work the way it's presented. The way it's presented, there's nothing. It's just like you can only carry 6 rounds. Okay, that makes no sense. I don't, you know, that to me automatically kills the fun. I mean, you could have fun with Indiana Jones and limited weaponry, but have a reason. Don't just like, just can't. And I mean, and the whole time they're saying this is so it's more realistic. And I mean, it's not realistic to just be able to carry around, you know, a few rounds of ammunition. It's totally not realistic. Okay. Meanwhile, watching your review felt like sitting through a tantrum disguised as criticism. Nice job of not even addressing the issues brought up in the criticism. Because, holy shit, that would be something. I mean, no, let's just, you know, oh, well, I'm going to make a slightly insulting remark that could be taken as an insult, but it's not really an insult because I'm not really calling them anything. I'm just saying it looks like this way at the reviewer to totally undermine all their points. You managed to fixate on every single minor flaw like a kid who didn't get the exact toy line they wanted for Christmas. completely missing the point of why people enjoy it in the first place. One point in Indiana Jones, there's a guard station in Venice. You walk past the guard station, nobody bothers you. Nothing. There's no reaction. A checkpoint, I should say. I'm sorry, not guard station, but you know what I'm saying. You walk 100 feet further, some dude says, "Hey, get him!" in the middle of an alley. It's like, that logically makes no sense. It totally breaks you out of any kind of immersion or anything. And I don't understand why people would enjoy that. I mean, you gotta be sitting there going, this doesn't make sense. How can I walk past these German guards? It's weird. It's honestly exhausting how overly negative and petty you are about something so harmless. There we are again. Petty about something so harmless. No, it's a critique of a game that has been in development for, God, how long? Years? And you'd think they'd have some of this stuff ironed out. And the fact that they don't makes you wonder about who's designing this shit. It's a fair critique. And the worst part is, oh, so there's something worse than already what you've said about pettiness and tantrums? Okay, let's find out. You seem to think it's insightful. Is it not insightful to be able to point out something has a flaw and that it should have been caught by, I don't know, professionals? I don't know. And I don't know how that's worse than being petty and tantrum, but okay. Oh, well, okay, I see it now. I see what he's trying to say. He's an idiot. But, it's honestly baffling how every video you make drips with negativity. It's a problem on your end, not the game. Don't attack my widget. As if you're on a mission to ruin the childhood memories of anyone who watches. No. The companies are on a mission to ruin the childhood memories of everyone who consumes this. With half-assed products. And terrible media like the Dial of Dysentery. Listen, I mean, it's amazing to me how people say that, and it's like, you're trying to ruin my childhood. No, nobody can ruin your childhood memories. Only you can ruin your childhood memories. That's it. I can watch Dial of Destiny and go, wow, they really dropped the fucking ball on that one. And still enjoy Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. I mean, I'll even say this. Kingdom of Crystal Skull is a shit movie. But it's a shit indie movie. Dial of Destiny is not even an Indiana Jones movie. What kind of grown man spends his days obsessing over all the flaws of an 80s toys or media? You're doing it right now, dude. You're obsessing because this guy said something bad about your widget. That you had to make this big long comment about how that person is wrong. They have something wrong with them. They're throwing tantrums and grabbing at minor flaws. And yet, you say they have a problem. I mean, a very underhanded insults in that too. Your entire identity seems to revolve around either tearing down people's enjoyment. Is discourse about media tearing down people's enjoyment? We heard that with Last Jedi. We heard that with Acolyte. Is it really? Or is it just discussing, this might have been better if? This has a flaw in it that is very noticeable. There seems to be a difference in that. And some people don't like to have discussions like that. No, it's fine, everything's fine. Everything's burning around me and I'm perfectly good with the situation. which is almost impressive, just in the saddest way possible. Underhanded jab. See, that would be a DQ in boxing. Because, you know, it went below the belt there on that one, man. Maybe not a DQ, but it would get you a warning. Maybe the reason you're so bitter, because they don't like a single game. Because somebody doesn't like a single game, they are automatically bitter? Huh? Is that deep down, you realize how absurd it is to dedicate your life to critiquing things like this instead of doing literally anything meaningful. That last bit was obviously trying to say, look, everything you do is sucky and it's terrible and you shouldn't do it. Why don't you just go away? Why don't you just go off? And you know what? These kind of people, these kinds of positive poly fuckheads are what tear me apart. You know why? Because they're so fucking stupid. In all seriousness, they are not smart people. You point out, they cannot possibly talk about the points a person is critiquing. I just gave a bunch of critiques about the game myself. Now you can easily say, well, you didn't play it, but can you address the critiques I made? Can you address the absurdity of walking past a German checkpoint in a game only to get knocked down, beat up 5 feet away? Or 100 feet away, I'm sorry. Can anyone address that and how that is logical and viable and makes for a great gaming experience? To me, that's absurdly stupid. The gun thing, can you explain that? How's that even remotely working with anything established by Indiana Jones previously? Anything. Indy always had a gun. He was ready to use it except for one movie where he dropped it. And then he had to go the rest of the movie without his gun. Actually, I thought that was pretty funny. But, you know, instead of addressing the points, let's just tear down the person making the points. In a very underhanded, sideways way of dropping little things like tantrum. And, you know, in the saddest way possible. You're just trying to hurt people's enjoyment, which is something you cannot possibly do. I can't make you not enjoy something. Only you can make that. And sometimes when I see that you're trying to tear away other people's enjoyment, what's happened is they heard the point. They're like going, oh shit, he's right. Oh shit, she's right. Oh shit, I didn't notice that. Oh crap. Yeah, when you really think about it, yeah, it's kind of like Suicide Squad. When I first saw that movie, I thought it was a pretty good movie until I started thinking about it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. If everybody in the city is all these mindless dudes, how are they using a rocket launcher? And you start putting in logic into that, and it starts... Because remember, a rocket launcher brought down the helicopter? Which is the whole reason they crash and the whole reason they're stuck on the ground. The tent pole of the movie, basically, to the plot of the movie, and it doesn't make sense. Now, and I know some people love Suicide Squad, and they're going to say, well, you're trying to tear it down and make me not enjoy it. No. I'm pointing out something that's very obvious. Something that should stick out to you, too, and make you go, oh, okay, yeah, I have to write a new scene to explain all that. And that's a problem. If you're writing the movie for the people who made the movie, they didn't do a good job. But this comment encapsulates everything I don't like about people, and I don't want to say people online, but the positivity bullies, I guess. I mean, for lack of a better term. The people who are always trying to say, you shouldn't rate something. You should... sorry, I'm losing myself in the mess of this. But you shouldn't critique something unless you like it. If you don't like it, just ignore it. Well, how do you know you're going to like it until you try it? How do I know if I'm going to like or dislike this adventure series? Figures if I don't get some and look at them. Because you see, they fall down on cue. But in all seriousness, I mean, I have stuff to say about this line, and I will save it for my video on the line because I prefer to do it that way. But, you know, at the same time, I bought a bunch of these, mostly on clearance. And yeah, I have some things to say about them that I will say at a later date, but, you know, I mean, these are the same people that say if you don't like it, don't watch it, and then you don't watch it, and then they're like, no, not like that. You should still watch it. Well, which one is it? You get mad when the ratings are bad, then you get mad when, you know, we don't like it. If you don't like it, don't play it. Well, if we don't play it, you don't know if we like it. Oh, the sales were terrible, huh? Okay. Illogical. But what got me about this one was, and normally I would not even bother, because this person obviously is not bright, but the underhanded insults in this comment really got me, because again, at no point does he address any of the specific criticisms. None. And instead used a bit of more flowery language, but still wanted to make sure to jab those insults in, because making sure that the critic was the problem, not the critique, the critic. Because again, well, you know, that goes ad hominem, and that goes because you ain't got shit to say. And you just blasted it out for everybody. I ain't got shit to say, so I'm going to say it's their problem. You're the problem. You can't understand how I love my widget. You can't understand how I love my dolly. You can't understand how I love my game. You can't understand how I love everything. It doesn't matter if you love it. It doesn't matter if you hate it. You can still talk about it. And hell, you can disagree. And you can talk about your disagreement. Love talking to people about things we don't agree on. In a sensible way. I'll say it that way. You know, but people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear, oh, my dolly is the best, my dolly is the best, my dolly is the best. Okay, fine, like it. I don't care. But don't sit there and act like my criticisms are not valid. And that's what they're trying to do here. Trying to say, your criticisms are not valid. It's like, okay, address the criticism. Just the guns in Indiana Jones. Just address the gun problem. That would be sufficient to at least have a discussion about that aspect of the game. But no, we can't do that. You're the baby. You're a child. You're trying to ruin my childhood. Boo-hoo, I'm going to take my ball and go home. Okay. I ranted. I'm done. I really wanted to get that out, because that one really got me. It's not many comments, and you know, I normally wouldn't do that, but that comment hit a nerve. Not in the way you think. I'm not mad about it. It's just that shows exactly my problem with a lot of the world right now. Can't have any criticism. Can't say anything. You must fall into line, into this narrow path, because community is not community. It is consensus. And that is our problem right now. As a collective, as a planet. Okay. Yeah, I just put a wider fucking net than ever before on that. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to likey, subscribey, and all that fun shit. Take care, guys.